Very few humans have more impact on society than the hard-working farmer. The king of the fields. From dawn to dusk, through droughts and storms, refusing to fade. A truly unstoppable beacon of mankind.
All right, that's courtesy of Insanias. If you don't follow him on Twitter, please do. The guy is freaking hilarious. Did you guys see that little banter video they released, or no? The farmer one.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Club Rouge. It's a little play on words
I
from
shared
Insanias.
it.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good. I thought it was fair game. I liked it.
I think it was fun. I think it was well done by them. Actually, quite hilarious. So
I'm just a little disappointed Benfica didn't come with something kind of, draw first blood. We should have did that first. I'm mad that we didn't do it. I'm jealous.
I think they'll
I'm
now.
jealous. I'm jealous.
Now
we didn't
we'll
do
have
that.
a release when we're hosting. We'll release a video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe. Yeah. That's a good idea. Hopefully.
And they could be a little bit more cocky because they're coming in with 2-0 lead.
Yeah. Right.
I think when you're hosting, you have to do it yourself. Like, you're the host. You need to bring your game, and then when you reply
You know what?
to you.
You know what? I'll say that their video surprised me, and they kind of surprised me today.
No, they put up a good fight.
Yeah, they did, man.
Yeah. Got Luigi. Luigi's out in Belgium right now. He's hearing. Is that tears? Crying?
Huh? Tears? Yeah. I ain't got a fucking Scooby-Doo, mate. I'll be honest with you, though. I was very surprised. I had 2 more people in that place watching Bruges. Everyone else was watching Arsenal City. So what the fuck is going on? Weird.
They're just not. They're not the main show, I guess. The main event there.
I don't know.
I mean, everybody wants to see Arsenal fall, though. You know what I mean? So they'll tune in for that.
Mate, there was this Arsenal guy in front of me, and when they conceded that offside goal, the first one that was offside, he was going fucking crazy. And I was like, mate, he's offside, don't worry. And then later on, as soon as he went down 2-1, he left. He stormed out. He was pissed off.
Jeez.
What a bitch.
Well.
Hey, speaking of bitches, you guys see Enzo?
Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Officially, Champions League is back, and he pulls up that frango of a stumble.
Yeah, we were singing that today.
Oh my god!
I was watching the highlights, so I didn't know that happened live. Obviously, I'm watching Benfica, but I watched the highlights after the match, and because I knew the goal was coming, and I'm in the other room, and I kind of hear the commentary. He was like, it's a kind of 1v1. He kind of did it himself. He's kind of talking up the player, right? So I'm like, oh shit, he must have, just took it upon himself, ran down. I can hear. I knew what happened, right? I just didn't see. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, God. What are the chances that it was Enzo running him down? You know what I mean? And then I see the highlights, and it's Enzo running him down.
That's funny. It's hilarious. The banter they're getting right now.
Look, obviously, I am not. I'm past it. You know what I mean? But it's fun to talk about because we're in Champions League. He's in Champions League. He played today. We played today. We won today. He lost today. It has to be brought up. We have to talk about it a little bit.
Well, it's one of these things where the discussion a week or so ago is, imagine if Benfica advances, Chelsea advances, we match up against each other. But as things are going, Chelsea ain't advancing unless they pull something off in England. So it's a 1-0.
From what I saw, Chelsea probably maybe should have won that game. João Felix kind of 2 misses that he probably don't miss. Back in at the bridge is what they call it. But I don't see it. I don't see them lose. We had 16 shots in that second half. You know what I mean? Looking at the numbers and shit. They shouldn't have lost that game. It was just the magic of one speedy, great play. You know what they were saying too, and I agreed with it. I watched CBS, and they were talking about how usually when you see players are running down the pitch like that, they're doing a lot of step overs and all of that, and they're trying to make some moves. That kid just kind of dribbled the ball all the way down the pitch. It was very nice to see him kind of just I'm taking it. Yeah, one man show. Yeah. Not do too much. You know what I mean? And then and then to dick the keeper like that. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Now speaking of shoulda, woulda, coulda, Benfica today 14 shots to 4. I think 2-0 is a very generous scoreline for Club Brugge. Not to be disrespectful, they came with their A game. They put up a good fight, and they did very, very well. Like again, I don't want to diminish them. At the same time, they should count their graces that it's a 2-0 that they got an opportunity to face Benfica. They got to go to the Luge and maybe hopefully look a little respectable. I'm trying to make this a little bit bigger because it's so small, eh?
Yeah, I think though, Mario, like I said, I was very surprised by them. I maybe it was the being at home and things like that, but I definitely came into the game thinking like, what? I know they're like in third in their division or their league or some shit like that. Like, what are they?
Yeah.
Let me just take a look. Right, they're not doing too well. They had a change of manager. They changed managers and things like that, right? So I didn't think that they were necessarily.
They've been on a rough streak, but they put up a good fight. Let's you want to just rhyme out the starting 11? Want me to do it? How do you want to do this?
Yeah, rhyme it out. Yeah.
As the folks can see on the
fourth, they're fourth in the Belgian league.
Fourth. You know what I learned actually before I did the thing? I didn't know this. Belgium doesn't believe in the sport, and they do playoffs. Is how they run it. So in Belgium, it doesn't matter if you're first, second, third, or fourth. It's just the top 4 do playoffs. Winner of their playoffs goes Champions League. That's how they resolve their positioning in their table. So as long as they stay fourth, it's just as good as being first in Belgium. And then they do a little mini playoff at the end of the season for the Champions League. So that's how they run it.
That's very
weird.
mediocre.
Kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of not the feel that you normally get out of Europe. Not the style. It's very
it's very farmer like.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, you're not that guy. You're not American. Come on now.
Yeah, farmers on the farm.
So yeah, up front we got Rumsch, and then we have backing him Rafa Silva, Arsnitz, João Mario, Luis, the Florentino variety, not the one on the screen, Chiquinho, Grimaldo, Otamendi, Silva, and Ba. And that was our starting 11 for today. The players did very well. They gave Grimaldo the player of the match on goal point. And when I look on SofaScore, they gave it to João Mario as the player of the match. So a bit of a discrepancy there. Kind of curious. What was your take between João Mario or this Grimaldo call?
For man of the match?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
or save for the end. Save for the end.
Yeah, I'm not going to give my answer away now. Hey, I'll tell you what. It's neither of them for me. But that's just me. Yeah, it's neither of them for me.
Tino made it to Belgium.
Yeah, not for me. But I'll tell you what. Just looking at the lineup, I understand now why we didn't start Gedge and Nedish. Right, it makes a little sense now because you kind of just make your team a little bit more depth. You create a little bit more depth if you can go with your original, right, like your original starting 11, and you create depth in that sense. So looking at the lineup initially, I'm like, damn man, just go out there and kill them. Just put them all out there. Put all your horses out there and just run them. You know what I mean? But I guess it made sense. It made sense as soon as the hour came. And he made that substitution, and things happened before that, obviously. But when he made that substitution, I said, you know what? That just created so much depth because now you have Gedge and Neres in, and you still have the Vikings, and there's a couple other people on the bench that it created a little bit more. Like I said, it made us a little bit more deeper, faster. We were all complaining we don't have a lot of depth, but it felt like we had all the depth in the world today. Just my opinion.
They do. Funny enough, Dee put it on the chat that the Dutch league also does the playoffs. I didn't know that. Yeah, I guess I'm learning stuff.
Yeah.
Ingersad. Gets probably confusing though if you lose your certain positioning and seeding in Europe. I just think
it's very MLS of them.
Very different. Normal refs who get normal result. Yeah, no, it's a pretty good. I think the ref itself was good calls. I think there's a couple times maybe. I think the only call at the end for me was when the guy manhandled Neres and just grabbed his head and just completely it wasn't even a foul. He just basically was frustrated, the Bruges guy, and grabbed the Benfica player and manhandled him right in front of the ref, and Ned just looked at it, was like, oh, where's the card, buddy? It doesn't have to be a red, but come on, slap him with a yellow or something. You know what I mean? Like
Bruce committed a couple of fouls like that today.
Yeah. That last, they did a few, but I found that last one was just like when you see the replay, it's comical. Like the guy just literally grabs him and just pushes his face down. He's like two-handing, like stopping him. It's like, come on, man. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Cerveja, I think, who's got Cervejas out? I think Luis just had a lot of Cervejas. He's looking cansado. He's ready for bedtime. He's been in Belgium, lots of Cervejas.
I'm not a big drinker during the week. Well, you get me on the weekend.
I've had so much left, yeah.
He's lefting out of here. Soon enough, you'll see Luis just.
I thought it was. Thought the game itself though was.
You should see me like this. Yeah.
He's
I thought the game itself though, we started off fast. I thought initially, Benfica coming into the match, but it turned quick. It was
literally like the first.
It happened
3 minutes or so, 5 minutes. I was like, all right, good start.
Thinking, what's going on here?
It turned around. No, you're right. And for a good 10 minutes or so, it felt kind of dicey. And I got to give a shout out to the Canadiano on Club Rouge. The fellow Canuck, the Buchanan. That guy, he had some good opportunities. Really made a lot of good runs.
Good.
He did good, man. He did good. He had a lot of good plays. He was a bit of a challenge for Ba. And then also in that 10-minute period where we're kind of, feeling it out, figuring ourselves out in Belgium, Grimaldo was getting caught. I get that he likes to switch between being a fullback to a winger. There's a few times he was caught up way far up pitch, and
there's so much speed over there on those wings. Buchanan and that kid Lang. I mean, that's so much speed.
And when you're caught flat-footed, they're gone.
They're gone. Yeah, gone. That kid Buchanan.
Ramos saves a shot at one point. He jumped in defense. The commentator's like, "Yeah, Grimaldo's up in the near the box, and Ramos is saving a shot in the other end." It's like, what's going on with Benfica's formation is what the commentator said at the beginning there.
I'll say this. If Grimaldo doesn't end up renewing, I wonder how much that kid would be. We got the money, right? How much would Buchanan be to come play left back for Benfica? He plays left back for them, if I'm not mistaken.
No, winger. He's a
winger.
Yeah.
Shit.
The thing is, I think because we spent a lot of the game in their end. We were.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah,
you saw him mostly back because they're just kind of trying. But when he break away,
he's up there. Oh yeah. The reason
he's got a good movement.
It was how he received his passes. I think it was how he received his passes made me believe that he was a left back. Yeah. I'm just thinking damn, this kid is just it's the setup. When you're a left back, you get that first one in, and then you're overlapping the runner, and then you get that one on the outside. That's kind of how he was playing all day. And I'm just
there we go.
This kid's a monster. And Lang, damn, how does Lang go to a club like Bruges? No disrespect, but how does he not find himself in a bigger league? I think he was great. I think he's a great young talent. That's what I thought. I think he's a great young talent. He's very quick.
He's 23, right? 23. I'm just looking him up right now. What's the story?
Yeah, that kid was giving us fits, man. It's 2-0, but the game was definitely. It was definitely. I was a little nervous. I'm like, man, because that's the type of game for me that you watch and you should win, and then you ain't able to score in the first half, and you're thinking, all right, okay, this is not too good. You know what I mean? You're thinking anything can happen going into the second half, right? They can get a loose ball, a counter, and Benfica just hitting posts and going wide like Gonçalo Ramos was today in the beginning. Sometimes that ball don't hit right. You know what I mean? So that's a feeling in the beginning of the match where I'm thinking at halftime, I'm like, we should be winning because at the end of that first half, we just talked about the first half. At the end of the first half, Benfica started creating chances. They had started creating chances. Fred got into space, had a terrible pass to João Mario back in. Gonçalo Ramos had a couple chances in that late in that first half as well. Benfica started coming on, but going into halftime, it felt like, man, I just hope that ball was bouncing our way. That's how I felt going into.
Yeah, no, it's good, man. There was, if you backpedal a little bit, it's the Ramos miss. the point blank, that point blank in the box. He had two good misses, two definite chances he should have scored on. But then there's that period where Otamendi got the ball in the box. The goalie thought he was going to shoot, so he started going right, and Otamendi popped it right to the center to Antonio Silva. And the keepers try and like stretch out, the net's completely open. The kid's in the box. You just got to lightly tap it forward. There's almost no chance of saving it. And it's so quick, such a hard play, and it went flying. There goes Luis. Luis was like nodding, and
did you know, real quick, I just want to real quick, I know we'll talk more about the game, but there is a couple of things that I found out with playing Club Brugge. Let's talk about the game first, and then I'll go over that stuff.
Yeah,
no, first time we ever played them.
It's the first time we ever played them.
We played them in a friendly.
And that's it. Yeah, first time ever.
That was it. Yeah.
And also, the thing is, it's good to kind of be back in the Champions League. Obviously, everyone joining us, we appreciate it. But it does feel like a fresh slate now. You kind of enter the Champions League. But yeah, going back to that first half, we missed a couple of clear chances. It looks like we can get control of this game where it's not our day. It's not looking like it's going our way. They score. It's offside in halftime. It's 0-0. You kind of feel grateful it's 0-0 all of a sudden because you're like, fuck, we should be winning. But then, fuck, they almost scored. Right. Thank God it got called back. And you start going, man, what if they come out a little flat-footed? What if these guys get a goal? Like, also, you start quite like, yeah, we felt very confident.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah, we started thinking, okay, this is the best draw possible. We're correctly confident that we're going to advance in the Champions League. We should. We're the bigger side. But it's an open game. Anything can happen. Just like if we're facing Real Madrid, you never know. We hold it out and get the goals and we win and advance, right? That's the same thing they're doing, right? They're doing their game.
Yeah, not to mention going into half, right? The Bruges got a goal called back.
Right there. And then it's like halftime. And you're like, oh, thank God. You're like, thank God that
it was halftime. Yeah, right at halftime. So Benfica going into, I'm sitting on the sofa like, oh man,
I was not feeling very confident.
I'm not feeling good. Yeah,
excited. We're gonna do it, but
because Mario, like, it's not that I don't think we're not better. It's just that's not sometimes how the ball bounces. Sometimes, you know what I mean?
Bad luck.
Just the ball rolls. Yeah, bad luck. Do we got bad luck? Are we cursed? Is the same stupid shit happen over and over? Not that it's a final, but like it feels sometimes where we put ourselves in positions to win a big game or on a big stage, and something terrible happens. You know, the chances just don't hit. Like, remember when we played? I guess it was PAOK. I think it was PAOK.
Yeah, we're the better side.
Right? We had 17 shots, 10 on goal. Like, we just couldn't get the ball in. And they come with a counter, and boom, they beat it. You know, they win 1-0. It's like, is this happening all over again? Not that I wasn't, like I said, not that I was doubting. I just was like, God damn, asking myself questions. Like, how are we going to do this? But thinking again, looking at it and saying, we still got Neres on the bench. We still got Gedge on the bench. We got the Vikings now, man. We're gonna see them. So I felt going into the half that it was we're good. Yeah, I think I was we're good. We got to get those chances.
We should be able to. We should be able to. But you feel, a little putting
right. Yeah, and then coming out almost right away, about 5 minutes in, if I'm not mistaken, right? Penalty to Benfica, right? Gonçalo Ramos kind of just. He wasn't having his best day.
Right before you go into that, real quickly, just for fun, a little mini fun game. First half versus second half. Which half do you think we dominated more in possession and opportunities? Before you kind of start going into everything that happens in the second half.
Well, if I'm going to take into account the last 10 minutes of the match, which was Bruges the whole time, basically kind of pushing and us being comfortable, letting them have the ball. I would guess the way you set it up, I'm going to guess the first half. I'm sure we probably had more possession and more chances.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's kind of like we got second half, you'll tee up the goals and all the fun stuff. But first half, it was 59% to 41%. We had 8 shots to their 2. They still only had 2 shots in the second half, but we only had 6, and it was more of a 50-50 possession play, right? So, but yet, you want to repeat more of the second. The second is where the goals happen, and a lot better. The opportunities we had were way better, I found, in the second half.
Yeah, I was just, when you were talking, I was thinking the first word that came into my mind was efficiency. I think we're just a little bit more efficient.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. Quality over quantity, and that's kind of what Benfica was doing towards the end of that first half, coming into this second half. Like we said, we talked about that, but hearing those numbers, quality over quantity, makes so much sense. It really does. So going into that, Gonzalo Ramos not having a good game, not having a good match. I mean, not to our standards. I don't want to even say that he's not having a good match, but he's missed a couple chances.
What the opportunities he's had, you'd hope
exactly. And then he creates one. He creates an opportunity off of it's those type of penalties are. It is what it is. It's tough.
I could see it not getting called also.
But I think it's so easier. I think it's so much easier to call it, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's the letter of the law. Right. He touched and Ramos got there first. But basically, it was why he got it, right? Gonzalo. Yeah. But that's the thing I wanted to talk about. Gonzalo getting there. He wasn't able to finish, but he creates us a chance in the 49th minute. Wins us that penalty, clear penalty, I think. And I just like to say I thought it was a clear penalty. Even the ref didn't even blow the whistle and point to the spot. He just walked over. He was like, all right, you know what it is.
He just started. He's like, line up.
Exactly. He went to the spot.
I'll be honest. In that very moment, when the ref blew the whistle and he was walking away, I was a little confused. Because the commentator, it looks like it might be a penalty, but I'm watching the ref and I'm not seeing him do the spot point, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, is this going to get VAR? What's going on? Are they setting up for a goal kick? What's going on? And then there's like a momentary second, and then they're like, yeah, it's a penalty. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah, but if you watch the player's reaction, the Bruges player, you knew. Yeah, you were like, oh, that's a penalty. Yeah, that's a penalty. And then the commentators, it was easy. They were like, oh, they're definitely going to award them the penalty. But nevertheless, he creates an opportunity and goal. João Mario scores it. Not the best penalty he's taken all season. Probably his worst penalty take he's taken all season. But nevertheless, he gets it in. If he could go up 1-0, man. And I think at that point, for me anyway, Mario.
Zach's not a big fan. He calls him Chuck Mario. You know what, man? João Mario he's having the best year of his entire career. He's had a very seasoned career. He's a very good player. This is his best season ever, period. I can't
I think amazing. Roger Schmidt knows how to make an attacking midfielder. Like he's what he did for, and I said it a couple weeks ago with Mario Götze, right? His renaissance of his career, and then João Mario, he kind of renaissanced his career. Kind of makes you think what a guy like João Neves is going to do if he stays long enough under a guy like Roger Schmidt, right? He was kind of like and I'll use a FIFA term, but kind of like a cam whisperer, if you will, right? He's a CAM whisperer, this motherfucker, right? He creates a great attacking midfielder who I'm just, all the things that I've said and we've said about this, João Mario, and it wasn't like it wasn't unfounded. He was mediocre, you know what I mean, and that's what it was. But to his defense, he probably had some mediocre managers at that time. By the time JJ came dealing with João, he was a mediocre manager. Yeah. Gone were the days of his leadership and his antics that the players might have thought was funny at one time. It's not funny to players anymore. It's just, it passed him up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I just, like I said, I applaud.
Can I throw another fun little guessing game? I'm having fun with guessing games with you. And this one is, I think you'll figure this out. If you take all of João Mario's seasons at Inter Milan, West Ham, when he went to Russia, to Moscow, when he went back to Sporting, won the title, that's 2016 to the year 2022. Did he score more goals throughout that entire cumulative time period, or so far this season at Benfica?
I don't think I've ever seen or heard of João Mario scoring 13 goals in any season of his career. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll just take – and then going to Spartak Moscow, you know what I mean? I remember packing him on FIFA thinking, holy shit, what is he doing in Moscow? You know what I mean?
How far has he fallen?
Fodder. Yeah, he was fodder. Now, you know what I mean? He's getting
jokes aside, if I look at it, that kind of time period, and I'm taking, let's say I take that time period, he has 17 goals so far this season. From his
17.
Yes. At Sporting, he had 2.
That's 12 though. 12 in the Liga, right?
Yeah, Liga, Tasa, Champions League.
Yeah, but 12 in the league and 5 in the Champions League this season. 5.
I don't even think they count. I don't know if they've added the Champions League goal to it. So you might be at 18 or 17. I don't know if they've added the because
I think season total. I thought, yeah, they absolutely do.
No, they've added it. Yeah, they've added up to today. Yeah, so he has the Champions League goals in that. So let's just kind of play this out. So 17 goals, right? So far this season, still many matches to go. His prior club at Sporting, he scored 2 goals in 2020, 1 at Moscow, bringing him to 3, 2 at West Ham, so he's at 5 now. Inter, all the time he was at Inter, he scored 4, so that's 9 goals. 2015 year at Sporting, 7 goals, so that's like you really like.
And he wasn't even really an everyday player at Sporting.
His original stint at Sporting, he played.
Original. Sorry, excuse me.
And then the year he won with Sporting, I think he had 34 matches, 28 in the Liga. So he played quite a bit. He started playing most of the matches. He was like a player for them. They really, really wanted to renew him, and they couldn't afford him. And Benfica took him, and then they're pissed. And then they started saying João Mário sucks, and he's like, "Oh, I suck, do I? I suck." And then now he's shown him. Now the Sporting guys are all ticked. He's never done that before.
I think a lot of the thing with João Mário is that João Mário is one of the highest paid players on this team. You know what I mean? And at the time, before his magical run, even the beginning of the season, right? The dude just caught fire. You know what I mean? And I'm proud. And I want to say, and he stayed on fire with or without, Enzo, right? Even without that guy, he's putting the team on his back.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of curious. So you said gross earnings. It is.
So, but that's my point.
Second highest paid.
I'm telling you.
Menez is paid good. He's paid.
And Mario, we signed him for 5 fucking years. 2 years into that contract, you can't tell me we were happy about having to pay João Mário all that money, and we're stuck with him. After JJ left, we were thinking, dude, this dude's child. Like, what the hell are we going to do with him now? You know what I mean? Like, we're screwed.
You know what?
He's got a big contract. Schmidt. Nobody's going to want him. Schmidt, man. That's my point. That's what I'm getting at. Schmidt. And then him, too. I don't want to take it away. Like João Mário ain't doing work. He's doing it. He's doing something. I think Roger Schmidt put that confidence in him early in the season before he even started. He said it on we could pull it somewhere, but he said, João Mário is going to be a big part of this team this year. And we were all what?
I'm really surprised. I don't know if this website's correct or not, but I'm really surprised that Rafa is at 5 million and he's that far down on the list, and Musa's making more than Rafa.
Ooh, what?
I was looking at this list. I don't know if this list is legit or not, but it looks legit. It could be BS. It could be what's this column here? This is per year. Maybe that's total cumulative salary. Cumulative salary. That's it. Per year. Yeah, that's what it is. That's cumulative.
I'm not even gonna
4 million times 5 equals 20. That's what it was. Sorry, I was looking at this incorrectly. Now it makes more sense. Rafa's a little higher on the ranking. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Cool site though.
But you know what's cool too, looking at that, and I know we'll get more back into this game here in a second. But we cleaned up. Yeah, we cleaned up so much of that. That 120 million and all the rest of the shit that we got rid of. Excuse me. I'm sorry. All the rest of the players that we sold. They're not shit, but they just weren't in our plans. You know what I'm saying? They just weren't in our plans.
There's a guy that left Benfica.
It's very exciting.
A young guy that left Benfica that has lots of potential, has a bright future, and he's only on loan, and that's Rico Rouge. He'll come
right. Right. So let's hop back into the game.
Back to the game.
We're up 1-0.
Yeah.
We're up 1-0. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good, Mario. I'm happy about it. And then this is where I get where my comment comes in. 65th minute, Roger Schmidt makes a substitution and brings in Neres and Gonzalo Guedes, replacing Rafa and Gonzalo Ramos, who have been on injury. I mean, that's like for like almost. You know what I mean? And we were playing very well. I thought that at that moment, I'm like, yeah, I think we're good. I think Chiquinho, and I know Zach has his thoughts on Chiquinho, but I was like, I don't think he played bad at all today. That's how you know he didn't play bad at all, because I haven't seen one bad thing about him. No one's brought him up until I just said this name. But he
didn't have a bad game at all. He had
no, not at all. Not at all.
He did the job. He did the job.
He did. If you watch the beginning of the match and watch where Chiquinho was, he was standing next to Antonio Silva, right? So Roger Schmidt, let me say this. Chiquinho is not that free roam guy where you could say, hey, you go out there and you do where you go, wherever you need. You make runs forward, you make runs back. Chiquinho, what's up?
He went from Chiquinho to Chiquinho. I like that.
He's not the free roam, right? You're not going into the tactics and changing Chiquinho's options, okay? You lead Chiquinho. You say, Chiquinho, I want you in this area, all right? Just this area. You don't make runs forward. You don't do nothing unless I fucking tell you to, okay? And that's fine. That's fine to have a guy like that because he's not even really his forte. It's not even his forte. So he's being asked to do something he's not comfortable with, like a lot of these guys this year are playing out of position. But I thought Chiquinho played great today. I thought he made very good passes from the back, a la what's his name. No, I'm not saying that they're that, but we didn't fall off too much.
He had a lot of like safe passes, but it's okay to have some safe passes. You know, let the other guys do some gambles. He provided good distribution.
He's an outlet. You know, he's an outlet. He's going to get it to the guys who are going to push it forward. I had no problem with him today. Yes, the corner he took at the end of the match, you know, they were fucking around. You know what I mean? Like I can't speak for that one, but you're going to have gaffes in the match. You know, it's just going to happen.
Speaking of a gaff, this is actually horrible. I'm pretty sure it was Chiquinho that did it, or
you're not making my argument for Chiquinho having a good game.
Ba was on the right-hand side, end of the match. It's like near the corner, and he's like, I'm gonna do a hard, short, high pass to João Mario, and he like nails the Bruges guy right in the face with the ball.
Yeah.
And the ball goes right back to Ba, and then he proceeds to kick it again. Let me try it again, and then he gets João Mario because the guy's like, I don't know why I started because I started laughing, man. I started laughing at that point, man.
There's a couple times that, man, they let it play. That's the one thing I can appreciate about European soccer is they'll let them play. There was a play where Buchanan he took.
He got taken down. It wasn't that bad.
He got taken down. Yeah, not that bad. Let the play go because Benfica was in there. And you know, you could kind of tell Benfica was like, "Are you not going? Okay, we're out. You know, we're gone. Yeah. We're gonna fucking take it, right?" So, I did appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciated how they did it. But Neres comes in the 65th minute, and that's where we're at. And like I said, man, we kind of, I think, is like for like, and I don't know if that's a good thing, Mario, or a bad thing. You know what I mean? Because I think we needed something different.
Kept the pace.
I guess, but netted. You know what I mean? Yeah, he kept the pace. You're right.
Yeah, so that's where I kind of like.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
And before you go a bit too much into him, I will say, as he enters in the first little bit, like we have our own little chat group, and then if you look online, you kind of see similar comments. And collectively, the Benfiquistas are feeling like this guy came in with such an impact early into the season, but lately he has fallen off. Maybe lack of confidence. And there's a couple moments where you're like, man, this guy needs a goal. He needs something. And he had this play in the box where he tried crossing the ball and he didn't get it. And you're thinking, man, I don't know what it's going to take. And then you can take it away with the goal if you want to, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think David Neres is a gamer. He's a baller. You know what I mean? I think Roger Schmidt knows that. I don't have any problem with the way he plays, or, I mean, for all the great things you're gonna get, you know, a mistimed shot or you know.
But he needed that goal. That goal today, how he needed it. Poached that ball and got that goal.
Beautiful.
Like I felt he was lacking that oomph, that confidence. Like it felt like he needed that pickup. And good on him. Champions League goal. That's like if you want to score a goal, it's in the Champions League.
For him, he scored goals with Ajax. Yeah, plenty of goals with Ajax.
No. And so I'm hoping that maybe gives him the confidence. He's you know, gives him a step in his day, man. Come on, you got a Champions League goal. Help if he could really lock in this advancement, and hopefully it's not done yet. But hopefully we advance through, right?
Passing that piss test, baby. Passing that piss test. That's what I'm talking about, Neres. That's what I'm talking about. But piggybacking on that, Mario, I'd like to say not only did Edge need that, but I thought Benfica kind of needed that too, because for all that work, for kind of, I mean, like you said, we played, I guess, statistically better in the first half, but for all that work and the clear chances and kind of just being the better team overall. I mean, yes, Bruges has guys like Buchanan and guys like Lang. They're speedy. They give anybody a problem. I don't care who you are. And the best defense in the best team in the world, which is us, and they did give us a problem, right? So it's like I'm just saying, like these guys are they're class, and Benfica, their defense has been kind of an unsung hero. We always come out here and talk about the Nedic and all those things, but clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet, man. You know, I just Otamendi and Antonio Silva. Yeah, I just it's gonna be sad next year when one of them has to go. It sucks. Yeah. Maybe even both of them. Shit.
There we go. Rabona, when he was doing his live, I think I have it right in our chat group. I should take a screenshot. We were saying kind of something similar, like, man, this guy's confidence is gone. I don't know what happened to this guy, and push that ball, nice little slick steal, gets a goal. Made everyone happy, man. And Club Brugge, I know I kind of feel bad for putting them down.
Could you start talking shit about Peter Musa? Because maybe we could get something out of him. Because
one day,
I just saw how much we was paying him, and I'm not liking that. Shit. Shit, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I know, man. The and I kind of feel bad because Club Brugge has been on a bad run.
No kidding.
They've been on a bit of a bad run, but you got to remember they're in the group of Port, and they topped Leverkusen and Atletico Madrid. They're a team that has the potential to cause trouble, but it seems like that's been non-existent since Christmas, and I'm grateful for that, man. Their boy is Stradia starting now. There we go. That's
there we go. Yeah. Oh, shit. He just got this. He's just like Monstars. Remember in Space Jam? That just happened to Musa. He's sitting there. He's sitting there. He's like, "Holy shit! What the fuck happened?"
He just got the juice.
Yeah. Now he sees Pele in the mirror. Every time he looks, he's gonna come next game. We're gonna have a break. Hey, no shit if that really happens. No shit if that really happens. I'll laugh my ass off.
People are gonna start hating Adrian because he's gonna be just shit talking every player from now on if that happens again.
But you know what? You know what though? Going back to that goal, that ended it for them. That ended it for them.
The 2-0's done.
Yeah, because I heard Benfica fans, and shout out to the Benfica fans who went out to Belgium, okay? Shout out to all of them, because I heard them. I muted the TV, and I could still hear them, okay? They were echoing through California, all right? It was happening. I can hear them, so shout out to all the Benfiquistas who went there. And I'll tell you why it's over. Because if I heard the 13 Portuguese that were in attendance today in Bruges, 1,000, maybe a couple thousand. I'm gonna the way that Benfica fans have been giving this team love ever since the trade deadline. They have a chip on their shoulder. They're gonna come. Oh, they were class, absolute class. They are going to be loud in Bruges, and sometimes it disappoints me the amount of people that get to go to that go to these Champions League games. Sometimes it feels a little empty. Sometimes at the Luge, sometimes it feels a little empty at the Luge. But I don't think so. I think this game. Yeah, I think this game is going to be a packed house. I absolutely feel the same way. Especially if we win, it just depends, right? Who do we play if we win? It just depends on who wins.
Yeah, I know. So the way it works, and I actually got a dilemma myself I'm debating about. So there's a couple of weeks gap because with the first round of the knockout of the Champions League, they played the 2 matches of Europa and the other cup there. So you have the round 32, round 16, while we do the 16. So there's a big gap between our first match and the next match, right? So they don't have they have the dates predetermined. So I think March 17th is a draw. And I feel like this is just bad voodoo talking about the draw.
Oh, it's a draw. That's right.
Yeah, they do the ballers. They get the ballers, and the guy goes like this, and they go, and they get it going, and then he does the one out of the pocket, sticks it in there, and
you gotta do that shit all over again.
Yeah, and then I like the ballers. I'll be honest, I'm a huge fan. As much as I mock UEFA and the FIFA people.
Ballers?
when they get the ballish out with the glass jar, and they get the ballish, then they get the other men to come along and say, "Yo, help me with my ballish," and the other guys come around and they reach over to the ballish, and then the one guy, and every time you get like a player, like a former player, and he struggles with the ball, like he's like grabbing firm, and the guy looks at him, and you see the smirk on his face. Not that easy to crack open that nut, is it? Keep working it, baby. You got it. And then they pop it open, and he's like, "Hey, the big guy." You know, really.
I'm a big fan of the ballers.
I'm a big fan of the ballers. They all of me are so excited. I love it. I get it's one of my favorite things about the goddamn sport. I know people get so annoyed with UEFA, and there's a lot of stupidity they do, but they put on a good baller show. I love it. I love it. So yeah. So then we got to wait all the way to March 17th before they draw, and then it's the week of April 11th and the week of my birthday, the 17th of April. So back to back. Then it's back to back matches. But yeah, this is a good win. We get to go home now to Boavista, right? So that's kind of nice. We play away to Vizela, then back home to Famalicão. So we got a nice, I don't want to call it easy because Boavista always gives us a bit of, a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah. Me and Sergio were talking about that.
Yeah, but the Vizela mid-table club, Famalicão is trying to avoid relegation. Like it should be. I don't want to call it smooth sailing, but it should be a little bit more comfortable over the next couple of weeks until we face Club Rouge on March 7th, right? So we got a while away before
Monday.
Monday.
It's a Monday. Yeah, it's a Monday. I'm off. I'm not.
Boavista's on a Monday.
I'll be back.
Like that.
We're off here in the States. It's
Family Day. I'm off also. It's a holiday in Canada. What do you guys call? What do you guys do? What's your holiday?
It's Washington's birthday.
Ah, that's nice. We got a day of hang out with your family. You have one. Go see them. You're supposed to have some children, spend some time with them. Benfica Day.
That's called a Tuesday. It's called a Tuesday. Be home with your family. Stay home. Be home
for Taco Tuesday.
Regular stuff. Yeah. Oh shit. I'm in California. Every day's a taco day. Every Taco Monday, Taco Tuesday, Taco Wednesday, Taco Thursday. Taco Sundays are the best.
Cynthia went nuts. She didn't feel comfortable driving with me when we were in California when I went to visit you. It's like I see a taco truck, I just swerve off the road. I'm like, Cynthia, it's a taco truck. She's like, they're everywhere, Mario. I don't give a fuck. I gotta have one. Get out. Get a taco.
Like, Perdóname. Perdóname.
I love it. It was so much fun.
So Benfica win the match. And just real quick, there's a couple things that I found here, and I'd like to tell you real quick. Let me see if I can find this shit again. I found it here somewhere. Don't worry about it.
Hey, well, you look that up.
Right here. I got it.
You got it. Yeah, you do your bit.
Benfica won by multiple goals in the UEFA Champions League knockout stage away from home for the first time since March 2006. And does anybody know who that was?
Ooh, that's a good quiz. 2006.
We have not won. I mean, I gave you the whole fucking thing. I gave you the date, the time, the time the match started.
This is a race of the Google.
Benfica won by multiple goals in the UEFA Champions League knockout stage away from home for the first time since March 2006. Who was that team?
Who was that team? That was. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Oh,
yeah.
That was well done. Yeah, we beat Liverpool 2-0. It was a 2-0 win also.
2-0
against Liverpool. We beat Liverpool 3-0 aggregate.
At Anfield. So that was
I remember that game. I remember not just the Liverpool, but I remember Barcelona. We had such bad luck against Barcelona in the quarterfinals. Oh, God.
Also, so Club Brugge attempted just 4 shots in this match. 1 on target. Only against Borussia Dortmund in November of 2020 have they let fewer in a UEFA Champions League match on record. I just want to reiterate.
That's a testament to the team. That's our team.
Defense. Exactly. Defense wins championships. Look, I think this team, every time I think like, man, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? They just figure out a way. Also, the last one. Benfica are unbeaten in their last 8 matches in the UEFA Champions League, 5 wins, 3 draws, winning each of the last 3. It's the first time they've won 3 in a row in the competition since 2005 and 2006 under Ronald Should-have-been-a-Koeman.
I love it. Hey, okay, talking about the fans, you're mentioning how excited they were. We got a super fan also in the stands in the president's box. The guys are sharing these videos online. So what a clip, man. You got Rui Costa, man. He's a fan. And you know he's a fan. And it's so cool to see. Normally, end the match, you'd see some guy playing freaking Candy Crush, looking down on his cell phone, unaware of what's going on. You got this guy. He's on his feet. He's like, yeah, we got this shit. He's hyped.
God, I'm so happy that we.
Simone was outside of the. Shit! I should have loaded up. So Luis is, by the way, for anyone that's curious, he was on at the beginning. He's had a couple cervejas and his phone had too many cervejas. His phone like clunked out and he messaged me a couple times that he's having issues.
Well, is he in the UK? Correct.
No, he's in Belgium. He went there. He went there. And he found Simone outside the stadium. Simone was there. I don't know if he was doing some kind of presser or something, and fans taking photos. He sent it to me. I gotta. You know what? I like.
You said he found him like Simone was lost. Like, hey, Simone, what are you doing?
Where is it? It was like,
everything okay?
Where is Simone? No, it wasn't Luis. Maybe I'm screwing up my chat groups. It was a different chat group. Was there a chat group? No, yeah, it was. It was right here. Okay. I don't know how to fucking do this. Look at me, technology bad. Zoom in better. There's Simone. He was outside the stadium. There he is. He's taking photos of people and shit.
That guy looks like he could still fucking play.
Oh man, he definitely run circles around.
I went to the Portuguese night for the San Jose Earthquakes one year, and they had Simone there to kick the ball, like a
little like the inaugural kind of like the
inaugural, for the Portuguese. And I was not too far. It's not too far. I brought my Benfica kit. I'm showing it, and I got the kind of like the.
Hey, how you doing?
Like, holy shit!
I see you.
Like, what are you doing with that? Yeah, I see you. I said, I see you.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
That was it.
Miguel, good question. Prediction second leg. I think Bruges unfortunately has been on a horrific run domestically. It just nothing is going away. It goes from bad to worse, and 2-0. You know, Bruges going to the luge. They're going to get a Bruges thing right here. I think they're going to lose. I think it's going to be more than 2-0. I think this has Benfica has an opportunity, and I don't want them to. I know sometimes you play it safe. You got the win. Take it easy. Don't overexert yourself. At the same time, you don't get many opportunities to run up the score and run up the aggregate in a knockout stage of the Champions League for a club like Benfica.
Sure.
And I do believe Bruges might come in, and they might come in. They say, let's give it our all. Let's go hard. If we can get an early goal, they're done. Their players know it's game over. It's defeated. And I want us to be relentless. And I will say with Schmidt, when he did the substitutions with the two guys that he brought on, I felt that even in the dying 5 minutes, extra time, we were still attacking. They were trying to break away, but it was we get the ball. It wasn't get the ball, control play. Let's round down the clock. It's like no, get the ball. You in control. Get the ball up. Let's go for another goal. Yeah. Don't run to the corner. Run to the net. Get another goal. Yeah. Schmidt has this kind of mentality. He wants to get one of those like high scoring events and to do it in Europe, do it in the biggest competition. So it's a long one away. I think we're gonna go. I'm gonna go 5-0.
Jesus.
We're gonna go in there.
You doing a little Maccabi Haifa, huh? You getting hyphy out there.
I want a Maccabi again.
Maccabi Haifa.
Once we smash through this, we're gonna be talking about who's left in the final 8, and they're gonna go top goal scorers, top club. You're gonna see our names everywhere. The logo is gonna be everywhere.
We're going McAfee Hyphy in there then. No, I think Benfica win. Obviously, I'm not gonna say 5-0 or nothing like that, but I'll go Benfica win comfortably 3-1 this time around. Yeah, Boris, I'm going the same thing. I think it goes 3-1. I think that like Benfica do, they'll make it interesting. It'll be 1-1 for a little bit. We'll be hanging on that one goal. Yeah, and then and then somebody will come in and we'll put it away, and we'll have gifts forever. We'll have Twitter gif, a new Twitter gif after this. So I'm excited about that. Getting a new Twitter gif.
You live for the Twitter.
Whoever that is.
Yeah, we're gonna win the treble this season. The Champions League, the league, and a Twitter gift.
And I'm looking for Twitter gifts. Yeah, I need a new one.
That's the third
I
title.
remember that game. That was against.
I do. You know what? I do love it when we have like a memorable goal or moment, and it gets into the GIF ether on the Twitters, and then what it is then is like a couple of years later, you're like, you know what? I want to be Benfica. And you start like typing Benfica, you type in everything, see what other gifts you get, and you see like a player. Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. or you'll be like, when the fuck was this?
Yeah.
Like, when I hate the most is like, who caught that kid crying? And remember that match where that kid, the gift that he's crying? God, who did that to us, man? That's fucked up. Bro.
You know what's funny? The kid, I feel bad because I interacted with him a lot on Twitter before. Nice kid, he's Sporty Isha, Kevin kid, Sporty Isha. He's in England. He's gone several times to Sporting to watch them play. He has a horrible tracker when he goes. They lose. Europa, domestic, it doesn't matter. That's bad. Yeah, he's a Sporting fan. He's got the Sporting.
That was
voodoo.
Luis. Remember Luis last year?
Yeah.
Every time he went to the game.
The funny thing
we
is,
had to ban him.
I can't remember the match. It was a few years ago. The kid went to a match. He's a young kid also. And Sporting got a thrashing. And it's like, the stadium's like clearing out. And it's him with no one around him, sitting, teary-eyed, red-eyed, like this, all sad.
I remember that.
And he made it, he took it like a champ, made it his profile photo. He's like, yeah, this is it. And he's, but the funny thing is, anytime Sporting loses, people send him the GIF or the photo. It's like, hey, remember this time? That's
his handle's the crying Sporting kid. That's what the GIF. If you just put crying Sporting kid,
it's him. He's the guy. He represents their depression.
Follow Kev at crying Sporting kid.
That's gonna be a GIF. That clip of Rui Costa singing, that'll be a GIF. I guarantee that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
Sure. Hey, do you want to do
the chorizos?
Let's do it.
Let's get them going.
The chorizo in the.
All right, buddy. You want to go like tit for tat per category?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, do that way to bounce back a bit, back and
forth.
Yeah,
we can.
I'm gonna start with what do you want to start with? Do you want to do chorizo, player?
Let's start with play. Let's start with play.
Okay, I'm gonna do my play because my play is stupid. But I already said it on the show.
Love stupid stuff. What is it?
Ba looked up. He sees João Mario. He's like, I want to pass to João Mario. He hits it super hard. Hits a guy in the face. Gets the ball. And when like a freak event happens, he gets a second chance. He's like, no, I'm gonna dispute. No, I want the ball there. Let's try this again. The fact that he repeated it and then he got it. I don't know why. I was in tears on the couch, howling, laughing. You're winning 2-0, and he just like murdered a man. Just.
The CBS commentator had me kind of crack up today. Do you remember the high kick that Chiquinho almost got kicked in the face with?
Okay, yeah.
So the commentator just casually goes, they show a replay of it, and he goes, that wasn't going to go over well in the Chiquinho household. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Chiquinho household.
Yeah, in the Chiquinho household. I'm like...
You see his boss going,
that's the most English shit yeah, exactly. Oh, English comment I've ever heard. So it just made me laugh. It was just very innocent. The Chiquinho household, that's not going to go over very well. And I don't think it would have. It wouldn't have went, in mine. All right?
No. There'd be a lot of Chiquinho everywhere for everyone.
I know this is so funny, but my play happened like in the 4th minute. And it was Fred.
That's a good line, actually, to say every time.
Fred makes this dribble down on the left-hand side of the pitch. We're on the first half, right? So we're down. So he's at the bottom of the camera. He makes this move between 2 players. And it's like, sometimes he amazes me. I'm just like, why hasn't this guy been like, we need him more than midfield. I wish he was more of a midfield player. I wish we just scoot him over a little bit. but he makes this move where he takes the ball in, takes it through one guy, and then rolls the ball through another fucking player. Like it was a moment where I'm just like, yo, give this guy a 5-star skill. He's a 5-star skiller in my book. This guy with his feet, I just think he's very underrated. It was just a quick moment in the match, not very memorable for a lot of people, but holy shit, just what a move. And yeah, oh no, I thought that was another one. But he gets away from that and just a little too much on Grimaldo. And I just thought, like, God damn, like this guy never sees something, but it's just a little moment of magic in my mind that just kind of got me standing up, like, okay, that's why he plays there. That's why he plays. That's why Roger trusts him to play down that left wing. It just fucking makes a beautiful move. It was magnificent. I loved it. That was my play of the match.
That's a good one. Moving on to Lloris. I know Miguel already threw his in there, so he is when you get a bad commentator and that sets me off. That will set me off.
Miguel, where were you watching? CBS? Were you watching CBS? I wasn't watching. I was watching CBS. I get the girl commentators.
I had the DAZN. I had the DAZN.
Yeah, the CBS commentators, they didn't drag us down too much, man. They didn't really drag us down at all. I mean,
I can't think of.
I can't think of like my boy Nino over there, my Nuno over there on Go TV. He be dragging us, boy. He be dragging our ass. So not like anything like that. Watch the game and Go TV. Yeah, BT Sport. BT be hating. That's for sure. BT be hating. I got my English commentators moved to New York when they were like 30. You know what I mean? So they've been here for a while, and they not that bad. You know what I mean? They don't treat Portuguese like that. You know what
I mean? I will say, okay, Lloris the match. I'm going to be honest. I struggled. I think the team collectively did well. I think the team collectively had a lot of Lloris moments, whether you're talking about, Antonio Silva's header or a couple moments early on, Grimaldo didn't track back, things of the sort. But I'm going to give my Lloris, if I pick one person, I'm going to give it to Ramos. And the reason why is just more I think he had an abundance of chances to put one away today. I think he's a talented player. He did amazing here in the penalty. I think, again, I don't feel like anyone had a big Lloris. Today they get the little Lloris. It's a little Lloris. Like the Vienna sausage, because we're near Vienna when you're in Belgium. Austria's not too far away. The little Vienna sausage today is what they get. I'll give it to Ramos just mainly because of the amount of good opportunities he had and the amount of scuffing or missed opportunities, I guess you could say.
Yeah. My Lloris, this is gonna be unfair, but
are you thinking like full large Lloris or Vienna sausage?
No. Just like I cut the Lloris in half. Yeah, I ate a half, and I'm gonna give some to Odie. And it's
that was actually I was debating with you that. That's a good call. I like that you picked that.
The reason is because Odie always does something that makes me willing.
Unnecessary.
Makes me willing, or no punch. That corner kick at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck was he? He did nothing. Like he did nothing whatsoever. I don't know if he missed. I don't know if he tried. I saw nothing. There's sometimes, and it's so funny. Because the commentators, now they weren't dragging on us. They actually did this opposite. They were talking about Odie like this guy's, made of brick. You know what I mean? Like this guy is just stopping shit all the time. And I'm like, they must not ever watch Benfica. He just does things that makes me want to just give him.
I get very nervous on a harder opponent.
And not only that, but the first goal that they attempted where he blocked that first one where Buchanan kind of comes out.
Yeah.
I don't like, he doesn't come out like he kind of just puts his hands in the back and doesn't make himself big. He kind of just bodies. I just didn't like it. I'm like, how come you can't, put your arms out or something?
Do the goalie thing.
I've never been a goalie, so I don't know. I don't know you're supposed to fucking. I don't know. So
you've seen goalies.
But I've seen goalies never do that. I've never seen a goalie do that. You know what I mean? Or maybe I have. I just didn't like it. And then at the end of that game, the defending of that last one, I hated it. I hated it.
I was toggling between Odie and Ramsh, and it was Odie the way I was going to pick on it. Not only those 2 mistakes, but he barely got challenged, and for the limited times he got challenged, he gave me anxiety. So he's got to do better the next round, especially with tougher teams. Going into now your player of the match, Cynthia had Fred Auschnitz got man of the match officially in the game. She said he had a few misses himself, but Ouchie has been doing really good. I don't know. So he's been. I early on I wasn't the biggest fan of the signing, but he's growing. He's growing. Freddie boy is building up. I'm liking him every time I see him. I get.
Who's your man? Is that your man?
No, I was just referencing what Cynthia said. My man, my man of the match. Actually, believe it or not, I'm going to give it to Nedish. Just because of again talking about expectations, I expected more out of Ramsh. I honestly was expecting less out of the guy. I think he hustled. I think his confidence has been low, in my opinion, and I think he's been kind of falling short. And he comes off the bench and he solidified that game. The hustle, the pace he was running at several times where the ball got lost. He was chasing. He wants to be the starting man. He does not want to be coming off the bench. This guy was a starter. He earned his spot. He was doing well. Fell out of favor. He's now riding the bench, coming off the bench. But I think that's my guy, man. I just because of what he's done, and I hope it's a good omen that he's gonna come around and turn around.
Yeah. Hey, Miguel. If you think that I was being mean to Odie and never call Arsonist out, you're gonna love this. I thought Fred was the man of the match, in my opinion.
I was kicking the tires of Fred also, which is funny.
Look. I know Fred ain't a fucking world-renowned striker. Oh, thank you, João. Thank you.
Oh, João.
I know that, Miguel. Please believe that. I know, and it pisses me off. But he's not supposed to be there. You know what I mean? Like, he shouldn't be in the position that he's playing, left wing. He's playing winger. I mean, you could call it left mid. It's kind of this
weird hybrid winger, and then he goes to midfield.
Midfield. You could call it left mid, left wing. You could call it whatever we want. But his runs into space, the chances he creates. How many assists does he have? I want to know just from this season. This season.
I will. You know what? I'll look it up.
Because a lot of the things happen from him making runs, like he is. Are we talking, Carlos? You talking about Arsonist? I'm talking about Arsonist. The dude's a baller. Yeah, I hope you are, because that's what I'm talking about. Yes, he misses chances, and Luis is the resident on the show who will call him out, and we will agree. We will agree. 3 assists. Yeah. Damn, need to pick it up. I wish I could. I wish there was a little bit more. Pick it up.
You know what? Let's see if the assists were more.
How many goals?
I think 1 goal.
3.
He's not a goal scorer guy.
God damn it! The guy's trash.
No. F this guy. He's terrible. I take it all back. No. But let's put it this way.
Ass.
In the last little bit, since January, he got the 1 goal and he got 2 assists. It seems like more of this is happening more recent.
That's what I'm talking about. I knew the guy was a baller. I knew. I never said a bad thing about him. Look, what I'm saying is maybe though that he is that player that what he does don't always show up on the stats. All right, maybe that's what it is. But
he's not the guy that people call a 10. He's the guy after 10 drinks. You go, that'll do.
I'd hit. Yeah, exactly. That's what you say. I'd hit. You know what I mean? That's what you'd say. If you do want to. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, I just think he's I think without him right now, I don't think our offense would flow as much. And that's crazy to say from a guy with 2 assists, but he plays great. And he plays. No,
he's doing well. He's doing well.
He tracks back so much. And he's always in the fucking somebody's way. I think Arsonist is he's like, you guys are going to give me shit, but don't. He reminds me a lot I think he's even almost offensively.
The poor man.
I want to say he reminds me of like poor man's Schools. Oh wow, jeez. I was gonna say like a hybrid Phasia. He's like a hybrid Phasia to me. Like if Phasia could
I felt
go
still
forward,
more further back.
Defense, okay, all right, yeah. But see, that's my thing. I think he is a defensive player. He just doesn't play there. You know what I mean? Like he just maybe that was a bad. And I'm just trying to think.
I think you know what it is. I think because of his experience as a defensive mid and where he's playing.
I think
he has the ability to hold the ball in a certain position. He we might be in a forward position. He gets the ball. He doesn't just like lose it as easily. He does tend to try to distribute it well.
This shit is ridiculous to play with that many CMs. But I mean, hey, we're that narrow. We play that 4-3-3 narrow, baby. We ain't got no wings. We just all up in the middle, man. All in the middle.
He's just like flood the box, man. You work that.
Yeah, I think he's just a bot. I don't even know what to call for it. I'm glad that he's on my team and he's not on one of the other. You know, he's not.
You know who he is? Actually, you know who he is. Because he's not a great player. You know who now reminded me of Ruben Amorim.
Oh.
Ruben Amorim was he played right back. He played defensive mid. He played right winger. He played midfielder. He played all these different positions. Never great, never horrible. Just wherever you needed him. Just a utility player.
Super narrow. Fucking super fucking narrow. I think everybody in the midfield stands right behind each other. Just in my mind.
No, but then you get Grimaldo and Ba that just they're swinging the wings.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they widen it up.
And like I said,
you know what? This Fred is a better Almeida.
There you go. That's a good one. That's way better Almeida. But Almeida's a right back.
No, but Almeida played defensive mid. He played in the midfield.
He is who JJ thought Mete was. That's who fucking Fred is. He is who George Jesus thought he was gonna get with the guy like Mete.
Okay, on the George Jesus note, after all these years, I hear this story that Pep was debating on playing Bernardo Silva as a fullback. And George Jesus is like, I knew it! He's out in Turkey somewhere right now, under rubble.
No, he did play right back.
He did. He ended up playing right back for this match, right?
He did play right back, yeah.
After all this time. You know what? That's a good point.
But Miguel, that's a great point, Miguel. But then you can't at the same time be mad that the defensive player is missing, shots that he probably should be missing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it was someone with a little bit more, I don't know. I say should be missing. No professional athlete should be missing it, right? But
you know what? Maybe that's part of the tactic. Maybe that's part of the tactic is that you have a player that can pull back and be defensive, and you got a fullback like Grimaldo that can play truly as a winger. And you line up your man mark, you start playing the match, and then partway through, the guy that's supposed to be marking Auschwitz is getting pulled further deeper, and all of a sudden you got Grimaldo running circles around. You know what I mean? I bet he's a better Cesar Peixoto. That's another one. That's hilarious. These utility players that he's far better than.
Yeah.
We could probably name a lot of people. Vikings. You think Vikings will get a couple minutes?
I thought we should have got some today, man.
I don't think so. I think they gotta get their first minute should be Liga minutes. I would get really annoyed if they're pipping.
Hold on. Tomas Tavares is calling. Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
How's the dog? How's the dog doing? How's the puppies?
Hold on. Svilar? Hey, Svilar, how you doing? Hey, buddy. How's it going? Fuck. Now
they're probably like, what happened to the shopping network channel, the Champions League, Benfica's Champions League shopping network?
If he starts making goals, I'm gonna call him a slaughter. Yep.
Slaughter. Yep.
That's what we're gonna call him. Slaughter. Yep. That's gonna be. I think like we said this. I think I'm very, very curious, very excited to see these guys, man.
Oh, they look great. I think, you know what? The idea is to ease them in. I think we should have the opportunity in our Liga to do it. I think we got a lot of, again, next 6 matches, I think are very simple matches. They can come off the bench against Boavista. You know what? It may just do it that way. Then come off the bench again in the next match. And if they're showing well, then when we kind of face up with right before the Champions League for the whole match against Club Brugge, maybe start them out with Famalicão, rest some players. Then you go even stronger for Club Brugge and then bring them off the bench. But ease them in. I don't think there's no need to throw them into the fire. You know, I think Sevilla, part of the thing that burnt him was you threw him against United and in the Champions League, and you got, you know, we should have had that game against United. We got completely botched.
I know. Yeah, his first minutes are up against Lukaku and shit. And I'm just, not that Lukaku was a banger or anything at the time, but damn. Yeah, he's a fucking beast. He's a Brahma bull, that fucking guy. Yeah. But why didn't Yaremchuk play? Because he's trash. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
No, is he injured?
He was warming up.
Was he warming up at one point?
No, he was warming up. I saw him warming up. I
think he got injured for a little. Let me double check. He was on the bench. So yeah, no, he didn't play. But I have a feeling something happened to him, and he was. Let's just find out. I'm gonna find out. I'll get you the answer. I'll see if I'm lying. Let's find out.
He was in the lineup today. Not in the lineup. Excuse me. He was on the bench as a sub today. So yeah, he was available.
No, he was injured. He was injured in December. December, November, he was injured. Then he recently kind of came back in.
I'm actually kind of glad we didn't have to play him because his size is a little bit. I don't know. You know, ultimately he always plays
season,
Yeah. That's
probably got 2 goals only.
Trash. Yeah, not bad kind of trash either. You know what I'm saying? Like good kind of trash, like trash that you take out and get. You know.
He, you know what? I had high hopes for him.
That's all I'm saying.
I had high hopes, and it didn't work out. So I wish him
like when you open up Christmas presents and there's a bunch of trash around. That kind of trash. You still gotta go, but it was fun, you know, while it lasted. That's kind of trash he is.
All right, so you doing anything for George Washington? Are you gonna watch the game? We're gonna show.
Hell nah, bro. I ain't doing shit for George Washington. I'm gonna go do overtime. I got a meeting at 10:00 in the morning. That's what I'm about to do. I'm doing overtime.
Monday?
So, yeah, Monday. Yeah. Real quick. I get about maybe 4 or 5 hours overtime, real quick, in and out. Yeah, in and out. I'll be back for the game. 10:00. I'll be home by 12. I'll be all in there. So we do. We always do. We do the new thing now. We always have a comment of the show.
Can I give you mine?
You have yours. You can. Yeah, you can give me yours, and I'll give you mine. Who I thought.
I'm finding mine. I saw it.
I'll show you mine then. I'm gonna go with Rabona TV calling the Chiquinesta. I mean, that shit that's fucking funny. That to me, I just that and I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with him. I know Zach. I know, bro. I know. I'm sorry, but I just don't have a problem with him. I don't have a problem with him because, like I said, that's who we got, man. That's who we got. We got to roll with him. There's nothing or nobody gonna come save us. So Chiquinho has to do the job. I can't shit on him right now.
I should have been looking this up, man. I should have been looking this up.
If he's no longer with us and there's for any reason he comes back, I'll shit on him then. But I can't do it right now. He's
You know what? If he keeps living up, he's got his spot. And that's all that matters. God, where is the comment now? I should have been getting this shit ready. You know what? Fine. Adrian wins. Comment of the match. Done. I can't remember my comment. That's how good it was.
Are happy? Yeah, we're. I mean, I'm not. I don't want to say it, Miguel. I'm happy that Enzo was trash today. I just. It made
I'm
me
happy.
smile.
I'm happy. It made me smile.
It made me smile.
You know what? It was. Yeah.
Made me smile.
I thought it was good, man.
Glad that he ran all that time just to get scored on. Glad he fell in the back. Glad he hasn't won a match since he got to Chelsea. I'm happy for all of that shit. I'm bitter.
You know what?
I'm bitter.
That's karma. I think that's karma. I think that's exactly it. The vote.
I don't want to play them. I don't want them to be in.
Oh yeah, we got Fabs is on. Where's Fabs? I think it's the same Fabs. If not, I'm gonna send him a screenshot in our group.
There's only one Fabs, baby.
There's only one Fabs. So Fabs,
only one Fabs.
A poll. You were the poll of.
There's only one Fabs, and he's 5,000.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so real quickly, I'm a Veillot. I'm old. And a benefit of getting old is you start forgetting shit in life. And people think that's a misery. No, I think it's nice. I get surprised every time about the poll. I'm the one to write these things. I'm like, what was the poll? And I'm like, oh, yeah, Fabs, internet. He had really shitty internet. And the people voted, and they said, yeah, keep it spicy. No, they said get a new internet. Never mind.
Yeah, got to get a new one. So we'll keep you guys updated on the Vab's new search for internet provider. We will try to get little clips of him waiting on hold customer service action for the show. I'm sure you guys are interested.
April, May. So I'm having this conflict. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm gonna let the people decide. Should we go take the family to Portugal? I'm gonna go. I just don't know if I should go April or May. The benefit of April, Champions League, be nice. Benefit of May, you're in the final few days. Celebrations, champions, things of sort.
Hey Glenn, I just want to remind you that João Felix only played half a season for Benfica too. So I'd like to beat his ass.
No, he played a full year. Full season.
That's not. Is that true? Are you sure?
Full season.
He didn't start the full season. He didn't start the full season. He came in. He didn't start until he scored that goal against Sporting.
But he was on the team. He was there for a full season.
So, okay, but we played for half a season.
No,
half a season. João Felix played half a season, got bought out, and was gone just as fast as the rest of them. Okay. None of them, they all say the good thing. And you know what? That's fucked up too, because João Felix, he's like my favorite baller. He's still to this day. I
played at least 5/8. Let's find out.
Okay.
5/8.
5/8. Fine.
No, you're gonna help me. No.
The charts. That's another comment. We need chart. Before we go, I gotta go to the store and buy. I'm making ribs tonight. I got a new. I got this big ass Ninja. Pressure cooker, air fryer.
He played 2 seasons with Benfica. Now I'm looking at this. Okay, I'm going to quickly do this. I'm sorry, Alex. I have to do this. And then we can go. So I bring up João Felix's first season. So you're kind of correct. First season, not in the squad. I'm like, oh, he's right. But then I'm like, wait. He's not in the squad ever. I'm like, what's going on? No, that was his youth side. This in the second division, the B team. So I made a mistake. Then I went to... He played like 7/8 of the season. Like beginning, he wasn't at the squad, right? The first bit, he had injuries unknown, But then by September, he started showing up. He started playing. And then he wasn't in the squad for, what happened here?
Starting.
What happened here at the tail end of the season?
He wasn't starting until the goal against Sporting.
No, he played here. Oh, this is the second division still. Oh, I'm fucking up again. I'm really.
My point is he just left on better terms because we won something, but he did the same thing nevertheless. So I have no qualms.
There we go. Liga Portugal. In August, he was playing. He was the game against Sporting was in August, where he scored the goal.
Oh, that was early.
That was way early.
Jesus Christ. I can't remember dates. I just remember the game.
Such a great game. That's funny, man. I kept looking at the second division.
So he played one whole season except 2 matches that he didn't start.
Then he killed it. He killed it.
Oh,
he's amazing. Plus the academy player.
Does everything. Bruh. Are we talking about the Ninja, bruh? I'm telling you, I just got it yesterday in the mail, came in the mail. This thing is, I could probably put Nelly in that thing, okay? I could probably put my girlfriend in there and probably
you got the Ninja, the blender?
Tanner. No, man, this thing is it's sitting right there. It's an air fryer, pressure cooker. It makes bread. I can make
pancakes.
Anything. And I got a griddle. For that. I wouldn't put a pancake in there.
All right, that's a good way to end it. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Carrega Benfica.
Carrega.